Hey Guitar Champion, what's going on? Justin Hombach here, back from my practice cave, and welcome to today's video where we are going to take a note for note, deeper, analytic look into the new song from Megadeth, We'll Be Back. Finally, after 6 years, Megadeth has released a new song. Unbelievable, and this song is bam! Damn, what a banger that song is. Really awesome. And I have covered it, and I have promised to you to make a lesson about the full song, and here it is. You can download the tabs for the song in the description box here. There's a link where you can download it. And also you can find there my product, the Zen of Speed Picking. If you want to boost your picking, then check the link in the description box as well. This song has a lot of really cool, easy riffs. They are not so hard, but the solos, god damn it. Those Kiko Solos, whoo, those are not easy at all. But the good thing is we can learn a lot from those solos, even if playing and learning them slowly, because we have a lot of cool bebop and jazz influences from Kiko inside of those solos. And I, with all of my jazz knowledge that I have, because I'm a jazz guy and jazz snob, after 4 years studying jazz guitar in university, I can show you what Kiko obviously was thinking there, his approaches, and we will face a lot of bebop scales and chromatic enclosure and kind of interesting note choices and superimposing flat nines over sharp nines, and it's getting nerdy in here. But I also will talk a little bit about the riffs if you're only here for the riffs. Each solo is in the chapter marks inside of this video, so if you're just interested in solo number 1 or solo number 2 or Dave's solo or whatnot, then check out the chapters. There you can click directly to the section where you want to be. If you like this video and if you want to support me, then feel free to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, feel free to share this channel with all of your guitar nerd friends. And yeah, I would say let's start with today's lesson. Here we go. Okay, first of all, the guitar is tuned down to D standard, but stay to the end, stay to the solos. I can guarantee you, even if you don't have a D standard guitar, you can learn something out of these solos, especially the Kiko solos, because they are crazy. All right. First, I'm going to go with you through the riffs, because the riffs are the easiest part of this song. And then we are going to face the solos. All right. Let's start with the main riff, the intro riff, and in slow it goes like this. Fast. Here in the intro riff we are in the scale of A, Phrygian dominant. By the way, I'm calling everything like this one is a standard tuned guitar. This makes it a little bit easier to process and to understand the theory behind it. When I'm saying A string, for example, of course what you are hearing is the note G, but this guitar is tuned down one step, so this is still the A string, like on saxophones and trumpets and stuff like that. They are also naming the note B flat and calling them C. Okay, all right, so we are in the key of A Phrygian, a really typical and common metal scale, and we have the A string as some sort of pedal note, going always back to it, always to the 16 notes of it. By the way, the tempo is 175 BPM, and in between those 16 notes we have this pull-off figure. We're going from the flat 9 to the root, from the 8th fret to the 7th fret on the D string, and then to the minor third, and mixing between the flat 9, 8 frets on the D string, and the minor third, 10th fret on the D string. You could also play it like this. here on the 12th fret, but I personally think that the transition from the pull-offs to the low A string is a little bit tighter when you're playing it on the D string, and Mustaine is doing this as well in the video. And after we have played this one, we have those 3 power chords, this chromatical kind of power chords, going from the C to the B to the B flat. So we have minor third, sharp 9, flat 9. Okay, this was the main riff. Now the verse riff goes like this. Pretty easy. Now for the verse riff, we are going into the key of E minor, going to the low E string, playing this one in 60 notes, and then going from the G to the A to the B flat. From the 3rd fret power chord to the 5th fret power chord to the 6th fret power chord. The 6th fret here in this case is the flat 5, giving it a little bit kind of dirty bluesy touch, which is really typical for a Megadeth to do some sort of riffings with the flat 5 in it. I mean, I just say in nearly every song from Megadeth we have the flat 5 in it in some sort of way. The chorus. So the chorus is a part where I'm not 100% sure if this is right, because it was not so easy to transcribe because of the bass. The bass is playing some lines here in between that and some interesting note choices. But what I have figured out so far is this one here. Okay, first off, we're starting with this idea. Where we're playing the A and the octave A with this kind of rhythmical idea. And then we have the last 60 notes of a bar is this kind of pentatonic run. 7-5, 7-5 on the A and on the D string, starting on the D string. Then we're going to the C. And then I believe that we are putting the A again into our C chord. Going back to the C, and then we are playing this melody, which is a really good comping for the vocal melody. Because the vocal melody goes like this. We'll be back, we'll be back. Right, this is actually the chorus. Now, it repeats with the verse riff and the intro riff and the chorus riff up to the bridge. And the first bridge part goes like this. And here we have a mixture between out of 8 notes, the low E string, and those galloping riffs. And we're starting off with 3 gallopings. The first one is an 8 note to 60 notes. Then comes 2 60 note, 1 8 note, and another one 2 60 note and 8 note. And this one sounds like this. After that we're playing another 2 8 notes, and this one is our first bar. And on the second bar we have 2 galloping rhythms on the 2 and on the 3, and the gallops that we have here are 2 60 note, 1 8 note, and the rest is 8 notes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So okay, bar number 1 and bar number 2 together creates this rhythm here. Okay, now the next part is a really typical Mustaine kind of chromatic idea. We're starting off with the G power chord here on the 19th and on the 17th fret, 17 on the D string, 19 on the G string. And then we're going chromatically descending till we reach the E. holding this for 3 bars, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Alright, we're doing this 2 times, and then comes the last riff, or the last 2 riffs, and the last 2 riffs is a combination out of the minor scale, E minor scale, with some diminished action, some diminished kicks in it. And here now we are in the triplet feeling. We could count it as 6/8, but the tempo still is 175 BPM, so we have normal 4/4, but in triplet now. We are now in the triplet feeling. Alright, and we're first starting off playing the first bar only with triplets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have on the 1 and on the 3 the kicks with a diminished chord. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have together 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here for now as well is really important pick slanting. To play this chord and going back to the E string to do the palm muting rhythm action here, the triplet notes, it's really important that you have upward pick slanting here, so you can go back to the E string right away. Otherwise you will lose time, and then you only got to the 3rd note of this triplet package back to the E string, and then you are out of synchronization rhythm for your right hand. So it's really important to have really this upward pick slanting going back to the E string. Alright, now, and the last riff is a combination out of this, but on the first bar we are not playing just only the low E string, we are playing this figure here. 1, 2, 3, 5, T, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2. And then we're going to the kicks with a diminished chord. Which is not so easy to go from here, the 2nd fret on the E string, back to the diminished chord here. Sorry. Alright, so much for the rhythms. Now let's check out the solos. Okay, starting off with the first solo from Kiko Solo. We have first this bending, this double stop bend. And then this melody, which kind of gets together with the power chords from the riffs. th fret, 16th fret, and then really Marty Friedman-ish bending from the 14th to the target note, the 15th fret. Having a cool vibrato here. Alright, and now the fun begins with the first bar, where we have this kind of idea. We are starting off with the 12th fret, then 13, 12 on the B string as a pull-off, then 14 on the G string, then 12, 13, 12, and back to 14. Playing this one twice. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is really annoying, going back from the G string to the E string. And at first I thought, without seeing the video, I thought it's a tapping idea. You could also play it like this. Or you could play it like this. What was the other version? Or maybe in this position here. I saw this one in a different cover as well. But in the video, I think Kiko is playing it really like this. And now we have a typical Kiko Loureiro run with a lot of position shifts, unusual position shifts, a lot of those double notes kind of ideas, which makes everything a little bit interesting, and it is, I would say, his kind of style, the next 2 bars. Alright, we are starting off now, starting on the G, the 15th fret on the E string, and playing down an A minor 7 arpeggio, A minor 9 7 arpeggio, so like this, A minor 9s, A minor 7 9, sorry, starting on the 7th, going to the 5th, the 12th fret, minor 3rd, 13th fret, 9, 12th fret on the B string, 14, 12, and going up, ascending again. Then we are going back to the minor 3rd, the 5th, and the 7 again. So the first phrase goes like this. Again, a lot of pull-off action here. Okay, and then we have the first position shift. After we have reached again the G on the E string, we are sliding to the 17th fret, the root, and going to the F, the minor 6. Using here in this arpeggio, by the way, the sharp 9, this one here, is really interesting because in the riffing idea and the riffing underneath that solo, we have the flat 9. So actually we would have kind of a really big dissonance here, but this is something that a lot of Megadeth players are using, like Marty or Glenn Drover in his solo from Washington is Next. Sean Drover? I always get confused by the Drover brothers. Yes, it is so fast that you won't recognize the dissonance between the flat 9 and the sharp 9. So it doesn't really matter because it's played so fast. And the overall feeling of this minor 9 arpeggio is kind of a color feeling that goes on top of the riffing. A little bit hard to understand, a little bit deep down the materials of, poly chords and superimposing chords and all that kind of jazzy stuff. Alright, so the second bar again goes like this though. Alright, and after that we have the next bar. I play first now the next bar slow. Alright, we are going from the 13th fret to the 15th fret. This is our starting point in the next bar. And then we have this idea. This movement in thirds. But instead of continuing this movement descending, we're going back to the E. And then we're going to the C, the 13th fret on the B string. Hammering to the E, and then we have this line. Where we're going from the F to the G to the A and sliding to the 20th fret on the E string, the C. Alright, again, I replay now the last 2 notes from the bar before that because then it makes a little bit more sense. Then we're going back to 15, 17, and now we're playing the 20th fret on the B string. The 15th fret on the E string, which is the same note, then again the 20th fret on the B string, going to 15, and this is the last note of the third bar. So the third bar again goes like this. Right, now let me play slowly the second and the third bars so you can get this kind of longer run, longer flow in your ear and under your finger. Alright, and then we have some sort of bending idea where he's going in half tone, step bends up the B string and then resolving to the E on the E string, the 24th fret. And this one is the first solo. Alright, now let's continue to the second solo, the big solo by Kiko. Alright, now it's getting jazzy. We are now putting our jazz hats on and it's getting bebop, which I really love. As you don't know, I've studied 4 years in jazz high school or jazz music college. Not jazz high school, jazz music college. And there I was a big bebop nerd. Really big fan of Pat Martino, Charlie Parker, Barney Kessel, all those kind of players. And here we have some interesting chromatical ideas and chromatical inversions and chromatical lines. Alright, and we're starting off with this one here. This one is the first bar, and goddamn it, it's jazzy. You could also play this one over, I don't know, a 2-5-1 in D major. Alright, we are first starting off here with the B. We are, by the way, now in the second solo over the riffing here. So our key is now not anymore A, it's now E minor. And we're starting off on the 5th of E minor, the 19th fret. And then we're going down chromatical through the flat 5, a little bit of Dorian bebop kind of scale. We have the 5, flat 5, the 4th going to the minor 3rd. And resolving to the 9. The F sharp here. So this is the first fingering that I got. The fingering was actually the hardest part of this lick. Really figuring out, okay, what fingering is most logical, would most make sense for a picking hand to play it on that tempo. So this was really the hardest part. Okay, again. 5, flat 5, 4, minor 3rd, 2nd. 19, 18, 17, 15, 14. Then we're going to the 17th fret on the E string and superimposing this kind of B minor arpeggio. Where we are here having this B minor shape, but we're starting on the 17th fret, 15th fret, 14th fret, going to the 15th fret on the B string, to the 16th fret on the G string, and there we have another chromatical line. And this one is the same like our first one. It's again 5th, flat 5 to the 4th. So again, a little bit of B minor kind of, B minor, E, Dorian, bebop scale. And then we have this really typical bebop line, which leads from the root note, going to the minor 6, the 7, then as the chromatical enclosure, the major 7 going to the target note again, the root note. And in frets, we are speaking about the 17th fret, 13th fret, 15th, 16th, 17th on the B string. So again, the first bar. You have to play it with a swing feeling, by the way, when you're playing it slow, because it's bebop, man! Play it with some swing here! Oh, and my guitar is slightly out of tune. Alright. But this is not the end of some crazy bebop shit. We are continuing with bebop shit. And after that we have this, and after we have reached the 17th fret on the B string, we have this line. Where we're going to the B, here on the 12th fret. And I decided to go to the 12th fret because it was a little bit easier for the picking idea instead of going straight to the 16th fret on the G string, which would also be an option. But this one was easier in the flow for our picking hand. So we have B, D, 12th fret and 15th fret, into the minor 6 here, and then we have again the 5th, flat 5, 4th kind of idea. And then we are again, after that, we are again going to the 5th, the flat 5, but we are not resolving to the 4th, we're going straight to the minor 3rd, the 12th fret on the G string. So far in the second bar we have, and then we're playing this idea, where we're going from the minor 3rd to the 4th, flat 5, 4th, minor 3rd, 12, 14, 15, 14, 12. Yeah. And then we're resolving through the 9 to the root, So 16th fret on the D string, 14th fret on the D string. So again, this is the line of the second bar. Again, slow. Together with the first bar. Right, but this is not the end of some crazy bebop shit. We have 2 bars more in front of us, and the next bar goes like this. This one is the easiest, where we're starting on the minor third, 12th fret on the G string, playing 12, 14, into the root note, the major 7, and back to the root note, so 12, 11, 14, 13, 14, 11, and then again 12, 11, and then we're repeating it. And in the last note we are adding the 4th, the 14th fret on the G string. So this one is a little bit more rhythmical, kind of, we have some really interesting accents, rhythmical kind of accents, where we have this flow in the first 2 bars, where this descending flow. Now in the third bar we have this, which has a little bit more accent, a little bit more kind of repetition value inside of the rhythmical idea, which makes it a really interesting kind of break in between those 2 bars before that, where we have more this descending flow. Okay, so bar 2, 1, 2, and 3 slowly together. And now we have a movement in thirds. Starting on the 5th, the 16th fret on the G string, and going down the scale in thirds, and I now realize my D string is the one which is a little bit out of tune. Okay, so now all 4 bars together slow. Sorry. A little bit faster. Alright, and after that he's doing some sort of tappy crazy bullshit, and I have no idea what he's doing there. I did a little bit of my own stuff there. Really, I have no clue what he's doing. I assume that's something chromatical kind of stuff that he likes to do with some sort of tapping, but in the end he's doing this kind of old school Dimebag Darrell tap and slide before he's doing a big bend from the 22nd fret to the 24th fret on the B string. And then we are going a little bit from the bebop section a little bit more into a jazzy, bluesy section, where we have this line here. Not really correct, sorry. Yeah, we have first the big bend from 1.5 tone frets, 1.5 tone steps, sorry, from the 19th fret, from the minor third, from the 5th to the to the 7th. Then again we have this 5 flat 5 4th kind of theme here, going to the 13th fret on the E, 13th fret, sorry, 15th fret on the E string. Then we have this really fast kind of pull-off triplet note idea, where we're going with our pinky into the flat 5, pulling from the flat 5, 18th fret to the 17th fret, the 4th, to the minor 3rd on the 15th fret, and going to the root, 17th fret on the B string, back to the minor 3rd, back to the root. Really important here to listen to the rhythm of the recording, because it's really with a lot of phrasing and a lot of blues in it. So yeah, be aware of the rhythm of the sound, and the best way to do it is just to listen to it over and over again. Alright, then we have this little run with quarter note triplets, where we're just playing the scale, but instead of the basically we have the 6-note phrase, but instead of playing the 6 in the scale, we're jumping from the 5th direct to the minor 7. So we're playing 12, 14, 15, 12, 14, 12 on the D string, and playing this one now in octave higher. Sorry, he did the mistake that I just mentioned. And now we have a little bit of pentatonic action here with a little bit of interesting accents. And we're starting off with this kind of idea. And then we are shifting this idea through the pentatonic scale, the 2-note pentatonic idea here now between the E and the B string. So again, we're starting with here 15th fret and 12th fret. Then we're going 17, 5. But now we have this interesting idea that we're taking this phrase here and we are shifting the first note from the 17th to the 18th to the 19th fret. Sorry. After we have reached the 19th fret here, we are adding an extra 2 notes here on the G string, playing 16, 14. And so we have so far this kind of idea, and then we have 20 and 17 on the E and on the B string, 22 and 20, and resolving to 24. So again, slow, the last 2 bars are sorry. Alright. And then we are going to the Dave Mustaine solo. Here we go. Alright, now the Dave Mustaine solo is typical Dave Mustaine. We are now over this riff here. And he's just outlining most of the time the A minor pentatonic. So he is avoiding the 9 at all. And the first lick that he's playing is really classical kind of Kirk Hammett lick, I would like to say. No, it's really classical Michael Schenker, Uli John Roth kind of pentatonic lick that we have here. And it goes like this. Just simply pentatonic, 15th and 12th fret. With a little bit of pull-off action in between that. And then we are, instead of playing the 15th fret here on the E string, the 7th, we are playing now the 17th fret on the E string. But keeping this kind of phrase and this kind of sequence. And then we are mixing between 15 and 17. And then we have a band from the 15th fret to the 17th fret, from the 7th to the root note on the E string. Alright, then we're going to the 20th fret, and the line goes like this. First bending on the 20th fret, resolving, going to the 19th fret, and halftone bend from the 19th fret to the 20th fret. Then we have some pull-off action here, which is, I assume, is played like this. We know this classical with the middle finger here on the B string, because you can hear notes ringing and overlapping from one string to the next string. So I assume he's playing it like this. And then we have a bending to from the 20th fret, full bend. And then we have just simply the 2-note pentatonic phrase idea like Kiko had in the end of his last solo, but this time in the A minor pentatonic, like this. And then we have, with a little bit of tremolo and run, which goes up the scale. From the 15th, 17th to the 19th, here we have now the 9, he's not avoiding it here anymore. 20th fret, 22nd to 24. So the full Dave Mustaine solo goes like this. Sorry. And after the Dave Mustaine solo, we have only the last solo by Kiko. Of course, there is some sort of dive bombing and this kind of idea in the bridge part. But I don't have a whammy bar on this guitar, so I couldn't do it. And I'm sucking at whammy bars at all. So, we are going straight to the next cool solo from Kiko. But before I forget, we have the tapping idea. I always forget the tapping idea, but it's actually pretty cool. In the tapping idea, we have in the background just playing the E. But the tapping idea is outlining 4 really interesting chords. A minor, G major, F major, E major. They hit the Rojak chords. And we are doing this with this tapping idea. So we have the root, minor third, fifths. And we have this 3-note kind of idea. And then we are playing this the last 2 times of a bar as triplet notes, 16-note triplets. Sorry, did a little mistake here. It's descending. It's not. It's like this. Just simply the arpeggio descending. Sorry. We're playing this one 2 times. Alright, and now we are going to the last Kiko solo. Alright, the last Kiko solo. We're first starting off with outlining an E diminished chord with a little bit of palm muting here. And we have first this shape, then this shape, then this shape. 7, 8, 9, 8, 9, 11, 9, 11, 12. With a little bit of cross picking here. And the fourth time, the last time, we are keeping the 11 and the 12th fret on the B string, and now instead of the 9th fret on the G string, we are playing the 12th fret on the G string. So again, sorry. Come on. This idea. Now it gets a little bit fusion and jazzy again. We have this idea. We're starting off with this chromatical idea. 13, 12, 11. Going to the 13th fret on the B string. Changing between 13, 11 on the B and on the E string. Going to the 16th fret on the B string and changing between 16 and 13 on the B and on the E string. And then we're playing the same like this one here, but now on the B string on the 18th, 17th and 16th fret. And resolving to the E again. So a lot of chromatical enclosure and playing around with a chromatical idea, but always keeping in mind the target notes from our chords. The same idea like on the big Kiko Loureiro solo where we have the big bebop line. Okay, then we have this kind of little bending phrasing idea where we're just playing root note and bending up a half step to the flat 9. And then we have this kind of phrasing idea, which is really typical for Kiko's fusion kind of style. We're playing from the 19th fret, bending up high and resolving again. And then we have a pull off and a slide, again 5th, flat 5, 4th, to the minor 3rd note. And then we have those 2 dissonant notes, which makes this kind of elephant noise. Flat 9 and the sharp 9, 18th fret on the B string and 14th fret on the E string. And resolving to the E again. And yeah, that's it. Those are all the solos of the new Megadeth song will be back. I hope you liked this video. If you liked this video and could learn something out of it, then I hope I'm going to see you in my next video. So far, please subscribe to this channel, and cheers, stay progress, until next time.